Hello, everyone. Today we are going to talk about life in one of the battleground states in the US. And I have with me my friend Natalia Galindo, who lived in Ohio for a bit, and we'll be talking more about her Ohio connections once we start the conversation. And I'm very grateful to her for agreeing to come on this podcast at such short notice. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how she saw US politics through the lens of being a resident there when she was living there. And then we can have a small discussion about what's going to happen on Tuesday, because I'm sure that's on everyone's mind. Okay, Natalia, welcome.
Hi,
Um,
thank you.
let's start by, we can start by say a little bit about your background, like not academic background or personal background, like what took you to Ohio? Like, so you are from Peru, right? So what,
Yeah,
like, you grew up in Peru, then you went to high school in Ohio. Like, just talk a bit about that process.
I'm Peruvian and my whole family is Peruvian. I was born there. I lived in a few places before I moved to the United States, but I'm guessing that's not important right now, but basically my family, my immediate family, so my parents and my two brothers and I moved to the United States because my dad got quite a good job there. So when I was about 15, we moved to Toledo, Ohio, and we stayed there for 4 years. So I did the entirety of high school there. And well, now I'm in university, but yeah.
Yeah, so when you were 15, I'm guessing that was like Ohio at that time was a state that had voted for the Democrats in the
Yeah,
preceding election, in the election that had just happened. So
yeah,
I'm guessing
exactly.
this was like 2013, 2014, or maybe 2015,
Yeah, this was early 2015. So
early 2015, right? So here's the thing, right? Like, Ohio voted for Trump in 2016.
mm-hmm.
Before that, it voted for Obama twice. And before that, it voted for George W. Bush twice. And I think
Right.
before that, it voted for Clinton twice.
Yeah.
And yeah, like before that, I think it voted for Reagan twice and once for Bush Sr.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, it voted for Jimmy Carter in
Right.
26. So it fits the definition of a swing state in a very canonical, like in a very
Mm-hmm.
standard way. So when you were living there, like, of course, as I just said, like it was a state held by the Dems. Was it something that you could tell, like when you were living there? I mean, to just make the question a little bit more vivid, like say you're living in Manchester, like you are living in Manchester now. I'm in Manchester now, Manchester, UK, and most of our MPs here are Labour MPs, right? So if there is a new project that needs to be inaugurated somewhere, new museum, or say there is a marathon that needs to be inaugurated by, I mean, that is going to be inaugurated by some important local politician, it is always going to be someone from Labour. Uh, so do these sort of things, did these sort of things happen in Toledo, Ohio when you were there? Like, was the mayor a Republican mayor or Democrat mayor? And could you sort of notice these things when you were living there?
I think um, I think most politicians I heard of in Toledo were Republican
Right.
because Toledo's not a big city. It's not like big Cleveland or Columbus or Cincinnati. So when I was living there, there was definitely more of a Republican influence. So yeah, I think I never thought that it was a very liberal city or anything like that.
But that, yeah, but that is a bit, I mean, I can see why you will say that, why you're saying that. But that was still at a time when the city had more Democratic senators, I'm guessing, than Republican
Yeah,
senators, right? So like
yeah.
that bit didn't used to reflect in your local realities, you're saying.
Hmm. Yes. So basically, in my high school, I was quite sheltered from that because my high school was private and it was very, very liberal, very
Mhm.
democratic. So everyone there was very like-minded. They thought like me. I'm a very, I guess, open-minded,
Mhm.
progressive
Mhm.
person. So I like to think. So everyone there was like that, and they didn't agree with Republican ideas.
Right.
Uh, So I was quite sheltered from all of that only in my high school. But then when I left my high school, like every day at 3 p.m., it immediately shifted to a more conservative reality.
Here's something that I have always wondered about, like the high school culture in, say, Middle America. Well, is Ohio really Middle America? Probably not, but
Yeah.
yeah. So the thing is, if say I'm going to a high school in Texas, where like most of my peers, most of my classmates come from families who believe, I don't know, who believe that stem cell research is satanic, who believe evolution shouldn't be taught as science at schools and all that. So like maybe some, like maybe nothing was that extreme in Ohio, in Toledo, Ohio, when when you were a high school student there. But like, how do these things sort of reflect around you? Like, is it always noticeable, or is it something that only adults, and then again, like maybe not all adults can see this. Maybe it's something that only politically literate adult people can see. So could you sense, like you're saying now that you knew that like 3 p.m. school ends and you're back to like a Republican, uh, not a Republican life, but you were back to like a Republican reality. So could you notice these things when you were like 15 or something?
So I was never very immersed in local politics,
Right.
but so I guess something I could say is that um, I'm Hispanic, but I didn't live in a Hispanic neighborhood. I lived in a very white American,
Mm-hmm.
wealthy kind of neighborhood, and so along the election, the 2016 election, um, so everyone like when I got there 2015, everyone seemed really nice, like
Sure.
very welcoming, very like the American stereotype, they're always gonna say hi and like ask you how you are and stuff. But then in 2016 election, I saw that my neighbors started putting up Trump Pence signs.
Right.
Made me feel kind of uneasy and like maybe reevaluate how maybe I thought about them and things like that. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else you want me to add on to
And,
that.
and was that happening with just a few of your neighbors or with like a lot of them?
Quite a lot of them, actually.
Oh, I
Quite a lot
see.
of them. Yeah.
And till when did you live in Ohio? Like
So
2017?
mid 2019.
2019?
Yes,
Oh,
long time.
it's not like Trump got elected and you left like
No.
in a year or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting because like I've always wondered how does like how do political differences manifest in like common interactions between people. Like I mean, that is something that always fascinates me. Like say I'm here in Manchester and I am at a supermarket and there are all these people around me. How can I tell like who is gonna vote for which party at the next general election or who voted for which party at the last general election? But I'm guessing in the US, with things like putting up posters, like putting up like what's the word, like placards on
Mhm.
their like lawns or front yards or backyards, it becomes more of a giveaway, uh, like in a much more direct way. So but when you moved from Toledo, Ohio to here, like did you move directly to Manchester? I'm guessing you did, right?
So in 2019, I my parents actually decided to move back to Peru. So I went with them for 2 months.
Right.
I stayed there, and then I started university, so I came to Manchester in 2019. But yeah, not directly from the United States,
Sure,
but
sure, sure. Yeah, I mean, I see what you mean. But like, was it very easy for you to notice the major differences in political culture, or the major differences in which like political culture or political sort of badge wearing differs between, say, the US and the
I
UK?
think so. I think so because obviously Manchester is a large city and it's populated by students. So some of the first things I noticed were it was very, very politically inclined. So there were a lot of, I guess, politically charged signs, protests.
In Manchester,
Yeah, no, I mean around the university, maybe not so many protests, but signs. I think, like,
right?
I met a lot of people who were hosting. talks about climate change.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so things like that. Like I didn't really see it in Toledo. I don't think anyone um, really. I mean, in my high school, maybe people did that, but here it's kind of all around the city. So
And
yeah,
I'm guessing Manchester, like population wise, is larger than Toledo, isn't it?
I think it's about the same actually. I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about Greater Manchester or just
Say
Manchester.
just Manchester.
Um, I'm not sure because the Greater Toledo area where I lived has about 500,000 people.
Oh, I think Manchester is 200,000, just Manchester. Yeah. Oh, no, it's saying 274,000 as of 2018. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Greater Toledo, you're saying. I'm just looking
Yeah.
at just Toledo. Um, right, yes. No, but one other thing that I was going to ask you, and you mentioned this to me once before, that in many American cities and towns, public transport isn't something that like governments or I don't know, municipal corporations, local bodies invest much in, as a result of which, like people have their own cars and they just
Right.
use their cars to get everywhere. And one could say that from that fact, it follows that uh, you don't really interact with that many of your like fellow inhabitants,
Mhm.
like of the same city, like at buses or at trams or at trains. Do you think that plays a role in political polarization?
Probably because here I had never taken the bus much before in my life before coming to Manchester. It's just kind of embarrassing to admit, but everywhere I lived, I always had cars, or my parents had cars. I didn't have.
Wow.
Um, um, so
And I'm
here,
guessing it's not a rich poor thing in the US. Like
no,
everyone, yeah,
yeah, everyone in the U.S., rich, poor, middle class, whatever, they will have a car because there's no way of getting around otherwise. Because in the Midwest, there's so much like space land-wise. It's just impossible to walk from place to place, really.
Midwest, you mean like Nevada, like
Um,
Colorado, Texas?
Midwest, I mean, like more like Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, stuff like that. Or yeah, but Nevada, Colorado, that
I
too.
always
But
get this confused. How is Michigan Midwest?
I don't know. They just call it that.
Can you see why I was saying Nevada? I was thinking west, and then
Yeah,
you come a little bit inside. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why they call it the Midwest. It's actually something that I questioned for a long time. Why do they call it the Midwest? It's not.
Like every election cycle, I struggle to find out the differences between battleground states, swing states, and key states. Are they all the same? I mean, these terms tend to be used somewhat like interchangeably, but I'm not exactly sure if each of those terms is like a synonym for the other two. But yeah, sorry, carry
Oh,
on. Like cars and buses.
oh yeah. So obviously here in Manchester, I started taking the bus quite a lot. And you tend to see and meet a lot of interesting
Yeah, and
characters. Like,
you can hear what they're talking about. Like even
well,
if it says someone that you actually know is from the other side, politically speaking, you hear them speaking to their family on the phone, say, in a bus, and you feel that okay, fine, they might vote differently, but they're
yeah,
actually, I mean, a decent human being or whatever,
yeah, yeah.
and those sort of things help. But I mean, what about bikes, as in like bicycles? I mean, do people bike a lot, or is it really just cars?
Not really, because it's a lot of big roads and highways.
Yeah,
It would be kind of dangerous to bike long distance, I think. I mean, if you are if you've been cycling for a while, or if you're like a semi-professional cycler, like it's fine. I think you can do it. My dad used to cycle in Ohio and where
right.
we lived there, so it was fine for him. But like, if you're just a person like me who isn't very athletic, and you just wanted to take your bike down to maybe the mall, it would be pretty dangerous.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Because when I think of like as you were saying, I'm trying to visualize a street or like a road where every vehicle is a car, is a private vehicle, privately owned car, and I'm finding that hard to believe. Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking surely there will be some buses. some bikes, some, I don't know,
Right.
taxis.
You don't really see much of that. You really don't. I mean, there was one bus company, but I rarely ever saw it, and it didn't work well at all. It was, I think, it was not well funded,
Right.
and the buses, I barely ever saw buses on the street.
Are you in touch with any of your American friends from your like high school years?
Yeah, I do talk to them sometimes.
And
I
like,
mean, all the time, but yes.
and I mean, do you know any of them who are like who sort of went for Trump last time? Actually, well, last time they were probably too young to vote, but
Yeah,
they will be,
they were.
but they will
They
be
were.
old enough to vote this time.
Um, this time, I don't. My personal like friendship circle, I don't think anyone would vote for Trump.
Right. Okay.
But you never know, I guess. But um, I personally don't think so. But I do. I can't think of an example from the last election, 2016 election. My aunt, who is a Peruvian immigrant,
Mm,
who moved to Florida
mm.
uh, in the 1980s. Um, she decided to vote for Trump in 2016. So I was quite mad at her for that, I think, but I guess she had her reasons. But yeah, I didn't expect it from her, and then she did.
Well, one thing, like you said earlier, that in the US you would be considered a Hispanic. Like, first of all, does the term even make sense? Because Hispania, wasn't that in like northern Portugal or Spain? Like
Yeah.
that Roman, like an outpost of the Roman Empire, or was it the Holy Roman? No, the Roman Empire. And
Hmm. Yeah.
how has it, like, how have we come here that anyone who is considered a Latina is certainly a Hispanic. Like, first of all,
So
Latina doesn't make sense that much. Like, why Hispanic?
I
Like,
don't know. I'm not sure how the term originated, but in the United States, anyone who is from originated from Latin America, Central America, or maybe the Caribbean is considered Hispanic or Latino.
Caribbean.
Yeah, or I'm not sure about the Caribbean that much, but I think so too.
Like, anyone from a Spanish speaking part of the world
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
not Spain.
that is not Spain. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Because
it's
when you said
confusing.
you used to be considered Hispanic, I got a bit surprised because I thought, well, you're not Mexican. I thought it was
No,
just
no,
like so.
yeah, no, because I look quite white, so it's very like surprising for people when they find out I'm Hispanic, but I still am considered Hispanic there, and on official like I guess documents I have to check the Hispanic box.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They are pretty, what's the word, gung ho about all that. Like,
yeah,
I saw that when I was applying for jobs there. Like, there are so many categories, and
yeah, yeah,
they don't make sense. Like, there is Asian and there is white, which is separate. So someone
yeah.
can be Syrian. Syria is part of Asia, and
Hmm.
Syrians are considered, I think, white. Even Palestinians are considered white, I think, in the US, and that's very, yeah, surprising. No, but yeah, like I know like this looking white and not looking white thing can be a big deal in some parts of the
Hmm. Of
US.
course.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, like, if they're going to sort of park their racism and just to go with technicalities, although, like, of course, why would anyone do that if you're like inclined towards racism to begin with? But if they were to do that, like, surely they would see that their system is like riddled with like inconsistencies, and
Hmm.
like it's very like not coherent. Anyway, like that's a different matter. So you were saying earlier, like almost every local politician you knew was from the Republican Party. But so 2014 there were the midterms. So you were there in 2015. So you went there right after the midterms, I'm guessing. So
Yeah.
when these elections come close, do you see a lot of campaigning around you? Like, I know the answer should be yes, because of course, like, even us who don't live there can read about what's happening vis-a-vis campaigning, like, from afar. But what is it like being in the middle of that circus? Like, when people are, because I know, for example, in the UK, there are some strict rules when it comes to campaigning on TV, campaigning on radio. There are strict rules regarding how much you can spend, how much airtime, or what's the word? Like airtime, yeah, like both for radio and TV, like how much airtime you can buy. But in the US, like, there is really no such obstruction. And more so after the 2016 2010, was it, Supreme Court judgment, Citizens United, like campaigning is considered an expression of speech, like freedom of speech. And since you have freedom of speech, you can spend however many millions of dollars you want on any campaign, basically. So yeah, so like talk a bit about how it feels to be in the middle of campaigns from different parties.
Okay, so like I said before, it was like two different worlds between my school and when I went home in the afternoon, because in my school everyone was very progressive, very liberal. They would constantly, campaign. I mean, not campaign, but um, tell you to vote for Hillary Clinton, not Trump. Um, or everyone thought the same way. Maybe like there were like my friend once made a joke, and I found it quite funny. And he said that there were like two Republicans in the whole school, which was pretty funny because I think it's true. There aren't many Republicans in that school, or at least when I was there. So
Oh,
maybe like a few people would support Trump, but mostly everyone would support the Democrats, or in that case, well, at first it was Bernie Sanders. Everyone really liked Bernie Sanders, and I agree because I quite like him too. But then once the Democratic nomination happened, it was, even though people didn't support Hillary Clinton as much, they would still support her over Trump.
no, but so when the election was really close, like say a couple of days away, were you still at school or was it like the
Uh,
holidays?
no, I was at school. I was at school. It was like end of October, so I was definitely still at school. Yeah, we were all very nervous, but I remember being very confident, or not that confident, but quite confident that Hillary Clinton would win.
Yeah.
Um, and the campaigns were just the usual. It was a very quiet town, or at least in the suburbs where I lived. It was very quiet, just the random placards around the neighborhood with Trump pens on them. And I did see quite a few um, Clinton signs.
Clinton Kane.
Not, huh?
Clinton and Tim Kaine, right? Tim Kaine was
Yeah,
running it.
Kane, Kane, right?
Yeah, Tim Kaine.
Um, yeah, Clinton and Kane signs, but not near where I lived. Near other neighborhoods where maybe my friends lived. But definitely not as many as and
Also, like,
Pence.
yeah, but what I was trying to getting at was, like, for example, once the election happened and all of you saw that Clinton didn't win, it was like quite a huge margin, like electoral college wise. But at the other time, like she won the popular vote by what, 3 million and or something,
Yeah.
which is again quite a large margin. So like the next day when you were speaking with your friends, like, of course you were a child then, like you were very young,
Yeah.
like you were like maybe so what is the legal age for drinking in Ohio? Is it 18 or something?
21. I think it's 21.
21, yeah. So you're
Mostly.
not old enough to drink, you're
No,
probably not old enough to drive, and lots of
no,
other things.
or vote or anything.
Yeah. So like at that age, when sort of you saw this election result and you had all your friends around you at school, all of whom came from a similar age group, like what were the conversations like the next day, say?
We were all we were all in shock, I think, because we didn't expect it. And
Like shock because something unexpected had happened, or was it also mixed with some kind of horror? Because
yeah,
okay, okay,
yeah, we were all really upset. And yeah, the school was just a little bit different that day, I think. But everyone was talking about it. Obviously, what else was there to talk about that day? And but what could we do about it at the same time? So we were just kind of complaining about it, but accepting it at the same time. So yeah, I remember one of my friends telling me that um, a girl he knew was crying because Trump won, which I understand because
mm-hmm.
um, we didn't know what was going to happen with the country, and but we couldn't do anything about it. So we were just gonna sit back and watch what
Sure.
happened.
But,
Try next election.
yeah. Do you think at that sort of age, any kind of political consciousness, a political literacy, sagacity, whatever, can come like into a child's mind in spite of, say, their parents being completely apolitical, at least apolitical in front of them. Do you think that can happen? Like, can it come from their friends?
Yeah, for sure. Because a lot of the students there were very, like, they had formed their own opinions through the education that they had received.
Oh, I
For
see.
example, sorry?
No, no, I said I see.
Oh, for example, myself, like my parents aren't very political. Even my they're even like a little bit more conservative leaning, I
Sure.
would say, than like completely uh, apolitical. So I definitely,
Yeah.
formed my own opinion
And do you
about
have
it.
any younger siblings or older siblings?
Yeah, I have two younger brothers.
Okay, and maybe I'm guessing, so I'm guessing they were even less political
Yeah, they weren't
in
political at all.
2016.
They
Right.
just didn't. Yeah.
No, but
So
like, yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
Oh yeah, I just formed my own opinion about it through the resources I have, and I knew that I didn't like Trump or the Republican Party.
Yeah, so at that sort of age, I'm guessing it is always going to be difficult to form like educated opinions around specific issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
it can be somewhat straightforward or maybe even, let's say, easy to come to the realization that you hate Trump or say you like Sanders, but you don't really mind Clinton, like that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. But would you say like there was any kind of well, I mean, did you care about any issues in particular, like say, I don't know, healthcare, or I don't know, Roe v. Wade? Well, Roe v. Wade, I'm sure like you were too young for like you're too young to care about it in any proper way if you're 16. Like I'm sure like that should be the case with all children. uh, so yeah, healthcare, like do you think you cared about it in a very politically literate way when you were 16, when you were 15?
So when I was that age, I wasn't very politically informed. Even now, I still I have a lot to learn about politics and what kind of policies I support and what I don't support. But at the time, I was just kind of focused on more of like, I guess, moral values. I guess I knew that Trump was, homophobic, racist. He was just a bad person in general, and I didn't like him. And I was scared about him threatening to repeal Obamacare, but I must admit that I was in a very privileged position because my parents had health care from their job.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't going to be affected from that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I was a little bit scared because we were on a visa at the time. So I was scared about him, I don't know, doing something about that and having me,
Oh yes, of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
out of the country or something. But at the time, I wasn't very informed. I guess it was.
So your parents are still Peruvian citizens, right? And
Yeah, and
as are you, I'm guessing.
yeah, I'm also a Peruvian citizen. I only have a green card, which is why I can't vote in this election,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
But you can, I mean, if you were to travel to the US tomorrow, you wouldn't require a visa, I'm guessing.
No, no, I can just go in.
And is that for life?
Not for life, it's for 10 years. And
Right.
after 5 years of having a green card, you can apply for citizenship if you want to. And after 10 years, it expires.
Are you looking forward to applying for US citizenship?
I'm not sure. I'm enjoying the UK right now, so I might just,
Right,
after
right.
we'll see what happens.
And that's interesting because, like, for example, I have voted in more UK general elections than I have voted in, say, Indian general elections.
Right.
So it is a bit difficult for me to say when I talk about Indian politics, it's a bit difficult for me to use, say, pronouns like we
Mm-hmm.
or our, because sure I am from there, but I have voted there fewer times
Yeah.
than I voted here. So I mean, we keep seeing in TV shows that, like you're at a school and there's this visit by a politician, and that politician sort of charms the class by saying like nice little jokes, like reads a poem or whatever, and like applauds the kids when the kids like recite poetry or do a little play, and then just the politician goes back to his or her home. And like I remember like when 9/11 happened, like the morning of 9/11, George W. Bush was at a school, wasn't he, in Florida? Yeah,
Oh,
I
he
think so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, I think he was at a school, and I think one of the main reasons why, like, well, this is a matter of debate, obviously. Like, why wasn't the third plane shot down? Like that sort of stuff. So he was not in the White House. Like Dick Cheney was in control, basically. um, and he was at a school, and I think there's a picture, there's a video of someone like whispering into his ear, like, Mr. President, we have like one plane. So I think what happened was some plane, when the first plane hit, he thought it was maybe an accident. When the second one hit, it thought maybe, well, something might be really wrong. Anyway, so yeah, so like presidents visiting schools is quite, it used to be quite a normal thing. I'm sure it's not normal anymore with Trump and now with COVID. So did you have any major politicians visiting your school when you were there?
I
No
don't think
one,
so.
not
I
even a
really
senator.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember that happening ever when I was there. Yeah, I don't think it's that common anymore, especially in a town or in a city like Toledo. I don't think anyone's gonna go there. They would
Mhm.
maybe go to like more major cities, but not in my school.
Here's something different. So like that thing when you live in a place for a considerable period of time, say you lived in Toledo for 4 years, right? 2015 to 2019, and then you move away, and then something happens to that place where you used to live, and since you still sort of care about that place, care about the well-being of its inhabitants and all that, you feel bad, or you sort of feel helpless because you can't really do anything. So when the riots started, not just the riots. I'm bringing this up because that statue of Christopher Columbus that was beheaded, was that not
Yeah,
in Columbus, Ohio?
I'm not sure if it was in Columbus, Ohio, but I do remember that
It
happening.
was
But
in a city called Columbus, I think.
yeah, Columbus
But
is in
but
Ohio,
there
so
are lots of places called Columbus in the US,
yeah.
obviously. So on that topic, I'm trying to ask you. So when Christopher Columbus gets beheaded, like in statue form, does that, like, how does that make you feel? Because again, like as you said, you are Hispanic, quote unquote. So maybe had Columbus not won funding from the, who was it, the Queen of Spain, you wouldn't have been in what's the word? You wouldn't have been in South America. Maybe you would have been born in Europe. Like, do you see my
Maybe.
point? So,
Yeah, I
so
see your point.
So when people attack Columbus' legacy, of course he committed like horrendous atrocities, genocides, whatever. But like when people attack that legacy, do you feel conflicted about it, or do you think that historically speaking, I am now in a comfortable position to uh, like be against all that very easily?
Um, I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with that
Right,
happening.
right.
I really, now learning about what Christopher Columbus really did. It's
Oh,
yeah, it's
learning about them. So when you were at school, okay, I see. Okay.
so yeah, he was just the not a horrible person, for I mean, for lack of a better phrase. I'm I'm fine with that. I really don't care about him at all. Um, even though I have also Spanish ancestry,
Sure.
apart from Peruvian ancestry, I really don't care. I'd rather him gone. The statues of him gone. Such like um, I'm yeah. I don't like the statues of him being there because, what are we celebrating
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they are.
Statues are an odd concept anyway. Like statues outside of museums are an odd. Like, of course, as art, like it's a very interesting form of art. Like sculpturing is, of course, very exciting. I'd rather people made those sculptures, made those statues, and then let's say those statues got sold at auctions and stuff. Like that to me seems like a more financially stable model. Even when you are talking about, say, how the artists and the sculptors are going to be supported. Like that seems to me to be a better way,
Right.
because auctioneering uh, reflects trends in the market space, which uh, the mere existence of a statue probably doesn't. And so I'd be more comfortable if all the sort of questionable statues at questionable locations were just taken to museums and then to auction houses. But one other thing, so do you think all the unrest, the civil unrest, riots and whatever, marches, protests, etc., do you think these factors will play a role in the way the people of Ohio will vote? And I'm talking strictly about Ohio now, because even today when I was looking at the polls, I saw that Biden, like there was 44-48, like very, very, very close. And yeah, so do you think these factors will play a role?
Um, I don't know. In I know that a lot more young people are voting this year. Apart from the last election, I mean, either they weren't old enough to vote or they
Yeah.
just didn't vote. Um, it's a lot. I think people are really, because of the protests and riots, I think people are seeing the importance of voting. And so I think that
That is
there's a
true.
lot more of a push for to vote this year. And if you don't vote, then you really didn't. You haven't done very well. You should be voting,
Yeah,
and because the future of the country, or the next 4 years at
of course.
least,
Yeah.
it depends on everyone. So I think, and if it affected the election anyway, it's gonna affect it probably for the better. But I'm not too sure.
But do you think, well, here's something. So when you were young, you understood a few issues well and few other issues not so well. And then as you grew older, your understanding improved, got, I don't know, sharper and whatnot. So can you think of any issue, politically speaking, that you understand really well now that you really didn't understand that well, say 4 years ago?
I'm not sure. I'm sure there are quite a few. Maybe can you give me an example, and I can, yeah,
If I give an example,
yeah, or like something like
voter
an idea.
suppression,
Sorry.
voter suppression.
Voter suppression. I think I do understand it a bit better than I did 4 years ago. I've read a lot of stories about people either just going to the ballots and not being
Mm-hmm.
allowed to vote because of their ethnicity or the color of their skin, or
Mm-hmm.
um, people telling them that they haven't registered,
Right.
or yeah, or people not being able to register because of a minor criminal offense
Oh, yes. Yeah.
in the past, or um, votes getting, I guess, lost. I guess that's happened too, or ballots. There's been a few cases of people having to travel miles just
Right.
to vote,
Right.
which is also voter suppression. So I think I understand that better now than I did 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I just thought everyone could vote no matter what, but I didn't
Yeah, I
understand.
used to think that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I'm guessing like almost axiomatically, you are more, let's say, literate on issues pertaining to reproductive rights than you were in 2016, right? Like, would that be a fair thing to say?
Yeah, I think so.
And what else? Immigration. So you said earlier that even when you were young, you were quite alive to the fact that you and your family were living in Ohio on visas. And
Mhm.
when Trump won, you said like there was this small fear in your mind that what if the visa status of you or your family got altered or somehow affected by like as a result of Trump coming into office. So on immigration, like, do you think you understand like any of the major issues now better compared to, say, what you understood in 2016?
Yeah, so I now I understand that nothing probably was going to happen with her visas.
Okay.
Um, but because I had I had the luck or the privilege to actually have a visa when a lot of people are undocumented, and the fear is real for them because of Trump in office. Um, yeah, it could really they could actually get deported or sent back
No,
to
well, I mean, you say that, but just a few months ago, Trump issued a decree. Well, I say a decree. Was it an executive order? Well, I mean, he issued a tweet at first, maybe, and then it looked like he was probably going to sign an executive order, which I think in the end he didn't, saying that all those foreign students who are currently in the US on
yeah,
visas, whose
yeah.
universities have switched to
Mhm.
online learning completely, should just leave.
Yeah, I saw that, and
And
it was
I think he reneged
yeah,
on that eventually. So I mean, that can be an example probably of a very difficult situation that even you could have faced had you gone to
right,
uni in the
right,
US.
yeah, yeah. I definitely could have faced that if I didn't have a green card and if I had
Oh yeah,
stayed.
sorry. Yeah, green card. Yeah, right.
Because we decided to get green cards because we thought it would be, you know, safer or more secure if we did. So, yeah, if I hadn't had a green card, that could have definitely affected me. And I never 4 years ago, I never thought like I was in fear of something happening to our visas, but I really thought that was very far fetched. So I never thought something like that would, you know, happen or be about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like it did this year, because it just seems so unfair. But I guess, you know, unfair is just
Unfair, illogical. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, like a lot of things are unfair, and
sure.
it's just a word that we can't really.
Do,
I mean, yeah, it's just he. I mean, politics doesn't really care about being
mhm.
unfair, or at least the Trump administration doesn't care about that.
Do you know anyone who has been in a very direct way affected by like President Trump's policies on say immigration or um, what else could be immigration, let's say, like in a very direct way?
Immigration. I don't think I know anyone personally, actually,
Okay.
fortunately, who was affected by that. Um, I had heard stories about or accounts of him repealing DACA,
Mm-hmm.
the
Oh yes. Oh
the
yes.
Dreamer,
The Dreamers
and
program. Yes.
yeah, people being very affected by that because that was that was, you know, what was helping a lot of people stay in the
Of
United
course.
States. So definitely that's had a major impact on immigration. But I personally didn't know anyone.
And there was even a very strong sociological argument for like keeping DACA in place because what DACA basically used to do was uh, incentivize children of undocumented immigrants to do well in life, and they used to do so like in large numbers, like stories like I mean we have seen such things in films, and mostly in Mexican films, actually in Mexican films more than American films. Like say there will be a small like a nuclear Mexican family living somewhere in, well, let's say California, to go with the cliche, and say there are two kids. One of them is very mischievous, like goes around doing stuff, and the other one is very bookish, like likes studying, wants to go to uni, wants to do well in life. And the one of the parents, let's say both the parents, try to make sure that nothing really happens to the bookish kid. Like he or she doesn't get into any trouble immigration wise or with the police, so that like he can then go on to become like a pillar of society. And there are many examples. I think there are some federal justices who were children of undocumented migrants. I did look this up like a while back, so I'm not that sure now. Um, yeah, and I do know one person who was affected in a very, very direct way by one of Trump's very early executive orders banning Muslim immigration, basically. So this was a friend of a friend. She was called Nikki Musafir Rahmati. She was studying maths at MIT. So she was brilliant, all right. And she had gone to Iran on a vacation, like during the winter. And when she was coming back, she had to she had to change flights in London. So Tehran to London was no problem. But then when she was, so what airport do you fly to when you're going to MIT? Boston? Um,
I suppose, yeah. Oh, wait, yeah, I suppose it's possible.
Cambridge? Does Cambridge have an airport? Maybe not. Um, so I'm sure there is a place in Boston. Yeah. Anyway, So as she was about to get on the flight to Boston from Heathrow, she was told that she couldn't because like 48 hours ago or like 36 hours ago or something, while she was on when she was on air, like Tehran to London, Trump had signed this executive order banning immigration.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh no. Did she have any trouble when
she
she
did have.
arrived
I think she
sick?
was stuck in London for a bit, and I don't know what happened in the end. Maybe she went home. Uh,
Right.
I have no idea. And I mean, when you hear stories like this, like it's one thing reading in the news that the most powerful man in the free world has done something or has expressed a wish to do something heinous. And then when you see actual people, actual lives being affected, like it sort of hits you in the face that, well, whatever's being done there is really like not right, at least like morally speaking or ethically speaking. uh, let's end by, so we have around I think 10 minutes left, um, until it's like until we hit the hour mark. So let's speak a bit about some non-Ohio states. So have you traveled much in the US?
I have quite a bit. Maybe two. I traveled to Chicago, Illinois, quite a few times because it was quite close. You could just drive there. To New York,
Right.
um, to Massachusetts too. Uh, yeah. Oh, I think that's about it. Where I
That's
traveled
about
to
it.
Michigan. Obviously, Michigan was right there. So yes.
Wisconsin, Pennsylvania.
Um, to Pennsylvania, I went. I think once. But only to visit a university. So yeah, not.
Right. So if you were to pick a state that you knew best, like outside of Ohio, what state would it be?
Oh, what states? Oh, that's a good question. I've probably gone to Michigan the most times because it was right there. But um, if I had to pick a state, um, maybe uh, I don't know. It's hard to say. All the states I traveled to were quite similar to Ohio.
Michigan sounds, yeah, Michigan sounds like a nice nice answer here, because I was going to ask you for a prediction for Tuesday for that state.
Right.
So who do you think is going to win Michigan?
I think Biden. Or yeah,
Hmm.
I think I'm not sure how it's doing now, but I think um, Michigan is slightly more liberal than Ohio, or I might be wrong, but do
Yeah,
correct me.
Ohio will probably go to Trump, right?
Yeah, Ohio will probably go to Trump, but I think Michigan will do Biden.
And what about Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania, I think Biden too, but
Really? Oh,
it's hard to say because Pennsylvania is a very large state,
yes, yeah.
so I'm not sure actually. Yeah, I don't know.
Basically, like by so like by a very basic theorem in conditional probability, it can be checked that if Biden takes Pennsylvania, then it's basically over. And
Yeah,
actually to vice versa to an extent, like if Trump takes Pennsylvania, then his chances go up in a lot of other
yeah.
states,
Oh, they do.
and in a lot of other states really. What you so you said there were a few people that you went to high school with, who weren't that excited about a Clinton presidency, but like had supported Sanders in the primaries, and then when it was going to be a Clinton v Trump race, they supported Clinton. Do you know? And people keep talking about the fact that when we look at favorability ratings, Biden seems to be doing much better than Clinton. I'm sure there is a sexism angle here. I'm pretty sure.
Of
Like a
course.
lot of middle America didn't take to Clinton. Like one of the many reasons behind why a lot of middle American, like a lot of the states in middle America didn't take to Clinton was sexism. I'm sure that was one of the factors. They just couldn't believe that nothing could be wrong with her. Like first it was the emails, then this, then that. So do you know anyone? And by anyone, I'm talking about people you went to high school with that you're sort of still in touch with, or say are friends with on Facebook. Actually, well, you don't do Facebook that much, but whatever. Like you have them on IG, Instagram. Uh, do you know anyone that's enthusiastic about a Biden presidency, like who supported Biden during the primaries and would like definitely vote for Biden and wouldn't like just not leave the house on Tuesday?
Um, I don't think I know anyone who is like Yay, Biden finally, or like like choosing Biden, like Biden is their like soulmate for the country or whatever. I don't think, and I know anyone like that. One of my friends really quite liked Biden. I would say that's the most that I would say at the most, like I've seen someone like Biden, but not like really like truly support him.
Do you know who would have been yay Biden finally?
Who?
Leslie from Parks and Recreation.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She would
I mean,
have.
she had a crush on Biden and all that.
Oh yeah, yes she did.
I mean, I remember like well a clip from one of the episodes came up on YouTube recently, and I was like, I remember watching this when it first aired, and I found it so bizarre. Like, why would anyone have a crush on Biden? But retrospectively speaking, it was such a nice touch by the writers, right? Because now they can use all that content
Yeah,
on YouTube. No,
yeah.
yeah. So do you think it's mostly the age factor that uh, sort of alienated the young from rooting for Biden when the primaries were going on?
I'm not sure if it's just the age factor because we all know that. I mean, now it isn't the case, but Biden has had some, I guess, questionable history in the past. He had some, I guess, he wasn't always for a lot of LGBTQ plus rights, which
Yeah, but neither was
meant,
Obama, right? Obama wasn't pro gay marriage until the last minute, even.
yeah, I think so too. But for some reason, we focused more on Biden in that sense. I'm
Right.
not sure why. Maybe it is the age factor.
So who do you think? So, like during the primaries, even this time, were you rooting for Sanders or were you rooting for someone younger, or say I don't know, Elizabeth Warren or Amy Klobuchar or Mayor Pete? Mayor Pete. I liked Mayor Pete.
Yeah.
Who
Oh,
were you supporting in the primaries? Can you tell us?
oh. Well, actually, now that you say that, I maybe it wasn't the age thing because a lot of my friends, a lot of the people who went to high school supported Sanders, and he's around Biden's age. I think maybe a bit older. I'm not
I
sure.
think he's slightly younger. He's 74 or
Slightly
something.
younger. Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure why. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure why actually, but I think Biden just had a lot more policies that people liked. Like he has more socialist views, which a lot
Sure.
of young people agree with. And
Biden.
no, I mean
Okay. Okay.
Sanders has slightly more socialist views, which a lot of people like. Like, of course, free tuition, which is far from happening in the
Hmm.
United States, but obviously that appeals to a lot of young people
Sure.
because we go to university or about to go to university
Sure.
and don't want to spend $40,000 per year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Universities tend to be, on average, costlier in the US than in the UK, right?
yeah, it is more
And by
expensive
a
in it.
long margin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's free. Free tuition is a big crowd puller, and and like it's been the case for all left-leaning parties for quite a while now. Like whether or not they know that that is something that they can realistically achieve, like in one term or even like in two terms, they will still put it in their manifesto. Although I'm guessing like manifestos aren't really a thing in US politics, but yeah, like they will make it one of their pledges.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I mean, but it's a bit interesting to me that people try to just put it out there and see how people react. But I'm guessing like, why wouldn't you, right? But, like I see why Sanders would, because he is a man of principles. Like he would support free tuition. I'm sure he would have supported free tuition in the 70s even, or 80s or something. Yeah,
Of
yeah, I
course.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this was a great conversation. I really enjoyed.
Oh, great. Yeah, I enjoyed
We
it
can
too.
can we end by playing a game of
Sure.
identifying US states on a map?
Oh no, I'm terrible at this. Okay,
Come
okay.
on.
Sure, let's do it. Let's do it.
You are going to be much better than me. Um,
I,
and I'm very grateful that you agreed to do this because I really don't know that many. people who have lived in the US, but not as PhD students. I know like 50 people who live there who are PhD students, and all they know about is their research. You ask them who is going to win here, who is going to win there, like what are your views on gun control? Okay, we didn't touch gun control, but yeah, whatever.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about
Yeah. Did you know anyone who had a gun when you were at?
it. In the United States. Yeah, actually. Um, I'm not. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm not going to mention his name. But
Oh, come on.
my ex-boyfriend's family, I think, had owned a gun. I might be wrong, so don't take it don't take it as fact, because you know. I mean, I'm not mentioning his name or anything, but yeah, I think they did. So
I mean, if he
I'm
sees
sure,
this,
like,
he
a few
will
of my
know.
neighbors.
If he sees this, he will know who he is. Who is like he will know that it's him that's being talked about. Anyway, like it's fine. But okay, let's play this game, and we can end there. So you will have to do everything, right? I won't say anything because it's your.
Oh no. Okay.
Just a minute. I will get rid of a few things.
Oh, click on Hawaii. I'm supposed to find
Just a
Hawaii.
minute. I'll refresh the page. I'll refresh the page. Oh God. Click on Wisconsin. Tell me where it is.
Oh no, I really don't know where. I don't know. I know it's somewhere. Sorry. Someone just called me, and I had to decline on the screen. But I really don't know where it is.
Take a
I feel so
guess.
ignorant. Around, more, obviously not the very west, but more in the west. Go left. Left. Down. Maybe that one. Okay, go for that one.
That's Colorado.
God. Okay, go up. To the right. That one?
This one?
Yeah.
That's Nebraska.
Okay, go up one. That one.
This is definitely South Dakota, isn't it?
I have no idea. Okay, go down again. I don't think I'm gonna find it. I really don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, this is Wisconsin. Click on
Really?
Texas.
Oh, obviously that's down that one, the big one.
Montana.
Montana. Ooh, go up. More. That one?
Very good. Hawaii.
Oh, so that's the island, but where is it on this map?
This one? No, that's Alaska.
No, that one. The other one. Yeah.
Utah.
Go to the left. Up. Up again. Is it that one?
Is it? No, that's Wyoming.
Oh shit. Oh shoot. Sorry, I don't know if I can see it. Maybe to the left again, or maybe that's Nevada.
This
Okay,
is
that
Nevada.
one.
This one?
Up again. Go up one. That one.
Idaho. Okay, then this is Utah then.
Okay, good.
Oh no, yeah, New Mexico. It's this one, right?
Utah.
Iowa.
Iowa. That's more to the west, I think. That one?
Wyoming again.
Oh my god. I am terrible at this.
No, it's okay. I am terrible at this as well, so we're having fun.
That one, maybe? Let's give it a go.
That's Kansas.
Okay, go up. Go up a bit. Go to the right. Is it that one? Okay, let's go for that one.
Isn't this Michigan? Okay. No, that's Minnesota. This is Iowa. Sorry.
Okay, kind of close.
Delaware.
Ooh, Delaware, that's the coast. But which one is it? That's a question. I think it's one of the small ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one?
This?
Yeah, that one. The one you're on right now.
Massachusetts.
Shoot.
It's fun. This is fun.
That's wait, maybe that's Rhode Island. Maybe. Okay, go up one or two. That one.
That's Maine.
Okay, go down one. That one.
That's New Hampshire. Okay, this is Delaware. You're right. It's very small. West Virginia. West Virginia is somewhere here, right?
I think so. I'm actually not sure. I think it's. I know it's around DC. I think.
Okay.
So maybe go down a bit.
This.
Down again. Down one or two. Okay. To the left. Is that one? Is that it?
That's Pennsylvania. That's quite big. Yeah.
Oh, that is Pennsylvania. Okay, go down one again. Okay. Down one. Maybe that's Virginia, but okay, click on it anyway.
Then West Virginia should be to the west of Virginia.
Probably. Maybe. Okay, yeah. Maybe that.
That is West Virginia. Very good. New Jersey. New Jersey. Okay. Where is New Jersey?
New Jersey. Go to the right. Click on that one.
Louisiana. Where is Louisiana?
Oh, I know that's down south somewhere.
This or this, right?
Yeah, I think so. That one.
Georgia.
Okay, next one.
South Carolina. Then this is North Carolina.
Okay, that one then.
Alabama. Ah, this is Louisiana.
Okay. Wow, I'm really bad at this.
It's all right. I mean, I am bad at this as well. So, California.
Okay, we all know where that is.
North Dakota. Vermont. Vermont is somewhere here. So,
I reckon it's not that one.
come on, you supported Bernie.
Go to the left. Okay, I'm actually better off here because I had a classmate who thought that Vermont was in Canada, so I think I'm fine.
To be honest, Vermont probably has a border with Canada, and maybe there is a Vermont in Canada.
Do you think so? Okay, never mind.
No, there might be a place called Vermont in Canada. Like, don't they have New Brunswick or something?
I'm not sure. Maybe there is a maybe there is one. She was just talking about that, but
yeah. Okay, so Vermont.
That skinny one. That one.
Very good. Mississippi.
One of those. Okay, click on the one just north of Texas.
This one? Oh, Oklahoma.
Okay, go to the right.
This one?
Oh no, to the right, I think. Oh, sorry, to your left. Sorry.
This one?
Maybe the one south of it. I mean, not Oklahoma, but the one next to Oklahoma.
This one?
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Okay, go north of that.
This one?
Yes.
Missouri. Ah, this one is
Okay.
Ohio, Natalia, come on.
Okay, I know where that is. Okay, go to the right. Less to the right, to the left again. That's Ohio.
That is Ohio.
If I didn't know this, that would be embarrassing.
Arkansas. Kentucky.
Kentucky. That's just below Ohio, I think. So.
Land of KFC.
Yeah.
South Dakota. Wyoming.
Oh, ready. All right.
Idaho. Where is Idaho?
Maybe next to Illinois. So go to your left.
Illinois is this.
No, I think Illinois is. Okay, click on that one and see if it's Idaho.
That's Missouri.
Oh no. I think that's Illinois, so that's definitely not Idaho.
This one, Idaho?
No, that's Indiana. I think.
This is Idaho.
That's Illinois, I think. So I really don't know where Idaho is.
Here,
Okay.
that's Minnesota.
Okay, maybe go south. That?
Nebraska. Ah, here.
What? Oh, it's so close to the west.
Yeah, it's like near Washington State.
Hmm.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Oh, that's Illinois.
This one?
Yeah, I think.
Georgia. Georgia was this or
Yeah,
this?
that one before just over Florida. Yeah, that one, that one.
Alaska.
Oh, we know that. Yeah.
Nebraska. Nebraska is this, right? This or this?
Right.
This.
Yeah. No, like we
Oh,
look.
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Indiana. Indiana
Oh,
is
that's next to Ohio. Yeah. So between Illinois and Ohio.
this one?
Mhm.
Maryland.
Ooh, that's somewhere on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So, but which one? That's a question. Go to your left.
Left.
Oh, to the right. Sorry. There. Click on that one.
Oh, Massachusetts again.
Oh God.
It's a very small state, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That one?
This one? Oh no, it's here. Arizona. Arizona is this one?
I think so. I think that's it.
Rhode Island. Oh God, this is difficult.
Yeah, Rhode Island, I think it's the smallest one, so I don't think I can see it.
Maybe. Well, got it. Click on
Oh, good.
Washington.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Oklahoma. Oklahoma was here, right? Here or here?
I think Oklahoma was that one, the one you're on right now.
Maine. Oh God.
Oh, we know where Maine is. It's the
This one.
most, I think.
This one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Missouri. Clicked on Missouri earlier.
Mm-hmm.
This was this or this. Was it this one?
Is it? No, I think it's Minnesota.
Right, yeah, okay. Maybe this one?
Yeah, okay, let's go for that.
That's Kansas. Oh God.
Oh, to the right?
Colorado.
Okay, to the other one? There.
Missouri, yes. Florida.
Okay, yeah, we all know Florida.
Colorado. New Hampshire.
Oh, that's somewhere to the East Coast too.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, let's go for that one.
Oregon. Oregon is here, right?
Oh, yeah, above California.
Have you been to Oregon?
No, I don't think I haven't been to Oregon, but I've heard it's really nice. Yeah.
So South Carolina should be this one, right?
Yeah, it should be.
Oh, that's north.
Okay, south of it.
Alabama.
Huh.
Alabama is here or here?
I think that one on right. The one south
Oh,
of
that's
it?
Tennessee. So this is Alabama. Connecticut.
Oh, okay. I think that's near Pennsylvania.
Which one was Pennsylvania?
The square, the one that
Oh
looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
square?
This one was Pennsylvania.
Maybe go north of that. That one?
New York.
Oh, that's New York. Okay, that one.
That is Connecticut. Yes, New York. Tennessee. Tennessee was down here, so maybe
Yeah.
this one.
Above Alabama, right?
Kansas was here. Michigan. Wisconsin, Michigan.
Oh, Michigan is the one that looks like a glove, right?
Yeah, here,
above,
right?
The one above Ohio, so below that, where you are right now?
This one?
That one, yes.
Minnesota was this one, right?
Yes, I think.
North Carolina should be this. Virginia should be this. Pennsylvania should be this. Massachusetts should be this. Nevada. So Nevada was this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, 63%.
Yeah, we did all right. Given that I've never been to the US, and given that none of us are American citizens, although you do have a green
I did
card.
live there, but I'm not an American citizen, I guess.
And also, you were from your phone, so you couldn't see properly.
Yeah, exactly. And also, this is a time. This is what they teach you in like elementary or middle school, and I wasn't there for that. I was just there for
Yes,
high
yeah,
school. So
fair enough. That is the correct answer. You weren't there
yeah,
for elementary school. That's why.
yeah, exactly. I learned it.
Yeah. This was a lot of fun. I'll stop recording now and maybe we can speak for a few minutes and then we can end the meeting.
Sure,
Okay?
sure.
Thanks a lot again, Natalia,
Of course.
for
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
agreeing to do this at
Oh,
such short
sure. It
notice.
was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Okay.